Hey everyone, welcome to a special edition of Beyond the Booth tonight here on RiverCity-Media. So it's a great honor and privilege for myself to be here with so many state champions on this show tonight. First, let me bring in the guy that's right above me here, Phil Harris, the 84 state champion of the Valley Head Tigers. Phil, how's everything going so far this week?
Going well. Been looking forward to this one. It's great to have these three on. I know admire them a lot and keep up with them a lot. And it was great to see them win a state championship last year.
Absolutely. And who Phil is talking about is the Ider Lady Hornets, the 2023 2A state champions, coached by Coach Jamie Pruett. Coach Pruett, I'll let you introduce the ladies to us.
This is both of these girls are juniors. This year, this is Makinley Traylor, and this is Kennzie Smith. And like I said, both of them are juniors this year, and they've been on the varsity since, I think both of them were in the 7th grade. So they've been up there quite a while.
So they've been around you for quite a while and kind of knows your ins and outs and do's and don'ts, huh?
Yep. Yes, sir.
So, whoa. No, sir. Me and you the same age now. So ladies, welcome to the show. I don't know if you've ever seen the show or not, but we're on here. It's all about you, the girls. But we're on here to learn a little about you and talk about last year's state run for the championship, and get to talk about a little bit about this year. So we'll start with you, Kennzie. You had a big highlight earlier this year, hitting your 1,000th point, I think.
Yes.
So good deal. Tell us a little about that. Who was it against, and did you know you was that close before going into the game?
I think I got it like halfway through the year last year, and it was a great opportunity. And yeah.
And let's see, Makinley, you won quite a few awards last year as well. Could you give us a quick rundown of some of those?
Well, I mean, I missed half the season, but I got all tournament, or what is it? Regional all tournament team, and then I got the 2A state MVP, and then I got the Super 7.
Yeah,
Sand Mountain Super 7. Was that it?
So many to keep up with.
Yeah.
Hard to keep up with all of them. And Coach Pruett, you won a couple awards as well, didn't you?
Yes, sir. A few. I can't help but saying yes, sir. It's just happening.
I got you, man.
Yeah. I won a few when I was playing, long time ago.
I was thinking more of the Jackson County Sports Hall of Fame.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah. I got that last year. Last year was a special year for me. Me and my dad were both inducted into the Jackson County Hall of Fame, which was a huge honor, and then it was really special being in there with my dad on the same year. That was really a big deal to me. And then we won the state championship, and I just topped it off, really.
So let me ask you, where was you at when you found out you was going into the Hall of Fame?
I can't remember, honestly. Greg Bell, I think, got in touch with me, and he told me both me and my dad had been nominated, and they were going to decide if we were going to be in or not. And then I guess I was at the house. I think they sent a letter out, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, to be honest with you, but yeah, it was a big deal, and it was a super cool event.
I know your dad's been with you every step of the way, from Little League all the way up to your coaching career, and that had to be and you said a very special moment, both of y'all going in at the same time.
Yeah, it was. I think we were the first father-son duo to go in at the same time. I think there's been more that's been included in that, but not at the same time, though.
Right. So, well, guys, I'm going to turn it over to Phil. Let him ask you a lot of questions. He'll get back with me shortly, and he's going to ask more lifestyle questions, I guess, and mine's just going to be off the wall. You never know what it may be, so get ready for some of that. So, Phil, take it away, buddy.
All right. Well, Coach Pruett, I want to start out. Of course, winning the state, we want to back up just a little bit. I know it's a new season. Last year winning the state championship, it was kind of surreal, I'm sure. Has that kind of sunk in now?
Yeah, we haven't got the finishing touches. We got a picture sitting over here big picture. We hadn't got hung up yet. We've got a banner. We hadn't got it put up yet, but yeah, we've kind of, I don't want to say, I guess you'd say moved on, but I mean, that's something we're never going to forget, but we got to move on and start, which we've already played about 10 or 11 games this year. So, you know, we enjoyed it for a pretty good while, or I did. I know the girls did too. And it's one of those things you'll never forget. And I know they never will either, but we're trying to prepare and get ready and make a run at it again this year, really.
Well, yeah, and I understand what you're saying. You know, it's always good to reflect back every once in a while, but you don't want to dwell on it too much. And, you know, and I understand what you're saying because you don't want these young ladies to get complacent and be satisfied, you know, and this goes right back to 1984 when Ider won the state championship in girls basketball. And the next year in 85, they were loaded for bear and things didn't go well for them when they got to playoff time. And you want to caution yourself and them against this type of thing happening to them because a good nucleus of this team is back this year.
Right. And we've, they'll probably nod their heads on this. I've referenced that many times that team, I think it was 85 when they won it. And the next year they were supposed to, everybody predicted them to win it the next year and they got upset. If I'm correct, I think somebody told me it was Crossville that upset them in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we know, I tell them all the time, we got to continue to stay hungry and keep working and trying to improve because we want to, you know, we feel like we got a good shot of making a run again this year. We just got to keep getting better every day.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, Makinley and Kennzie, I want to ask you both, you know, what did it mean for you to win a state championship? And I know winning a state championship was great, but, you know, everything that went on around you, school, teachers, you know, the community, you know, that's what really, you know, made it really enjoyable, I'm sure. Winning that state championship was great, but, you know, the climb was very special, I'm sure. Either one of you wants to answer and then the other, whichever. Makinley, if you want to go first.
It honestly just felt unreal. Like, once the time went off, you know, we all just kind of ran to celebrate. And it was just so loud. I mean, you can't even think. You're just trying to celebrate. The crowd's going crazy, you know. And then, you know, the community's been behind us the whole ride. You know, they were there supporting every game. And, you know, it was just.
Yeah, like she said, it kind of felt unreal, like unbelievable. It took a long time to let it like set in. And the community was great. Like there were so many fans there. It was great.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, and I'm sure y'all feel this way, you know, this kind of thing that happens, you know, school spirit is an important thing and it spills over into other sports too. Yeah.
Can you repeat that? You kind of cut out. You kind of broke up.
Yeah. What I was saying is, you know, at winning this championship, you know, the school spirit, you know, really brings up to a high level. And this type of thing also spills over into other sports. You know, because anytime you can get the student body behind you, you know, it makes it special to play athletics.
Yeah, it does. It really does. We've got several girls that play multiple sports and are, you know, high level in other sports also. So, you know, I know Makinley she played volleyball this year and plays softball. And, she's really good at softball and she's got got a good chance of probably going and playing softball or basketball. And then Kennzie plays golf and y'all won the county last year, correct? They won the county last year in golf and she's good at that. So, you know, we've got some good athletes and they play multiple sports. So yeah, it benefits everybody. And in a small school, you know, you need a lot of girls or guys to play multiple sports to be successful in those also.
Well, Makinley, I want to ask you this. Of course, you know, you've done well at basketball, done well at softball. You started playing volleyball this past year. If today you had to make a choice and you were going to college, what sport would you choose? I know this may change down the road. What sport would you choose right now?
I don't know. Normally in basketball season, it's basketball, and then softball season, it's softball, which volleyball really ain't. I just do that for the fun of it, you know. But I don't know. It just depends on the season.
Yeah, definitely. I understand that. And Kennzie, on your side, if you were able to choose right now, would you choose basketball or would you say choose golf?
Probably basketball because I have more experience with that because I just started playing golf like 2 years ago.
Yeah, definitely. So, from what I understand, a little bit of story behind you is that your grandfather had a little bit of an impact on you as a golfer when you were real young, but then you kind of put the clubs down and then you decided you wanted to play again. What made you want to play golf again?
Honestly, the golf coach was trying to find a team and he asked me to play and I didn't play any other sports, so that's basically why I played.
Why you play? What do you really enjoy golf?
I do. Golf is really fun.
Yeah, kind of a laid back sport and an individual sport. It turns into a team sport, but really and truly you're battling yourself most of the time. And it's good for you mentally.
Yeah, it is. It's really tough on the mental part because you can get in your head really easy, but overall it's really fun.
Well, Makinley, I want to ask you how important. I know your mom. I've seen your dad a couple of times. How important is it for your family to be behind you and so supportive? I know you play a lot of, ball even in the off season, and and they have to be able to support you in that because it takes up a lot of your time.
Yeah, no matter what, my family's always got my back. I mean, they pushed me, took me to the gym whenever I wanted to go. They sacrificed their days to bring me to basketball practice or to take me to games, And, I mean, they're always behind me, and they always choose me no matter what.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful to hear because I know they're often, I've seen them often, post things, your mother especially, post things about your career. Well, I want to ask you this. I know you stay busy in sports. If you're not playing sports, which I know it takes up a lot of your time, what are some of your interests?
I don't know. I like sleeping. Really, I mean, I hang out with my family. I ride horses some. I play pickleball. I mean, really, I just play sport. Whatever season I'm in, I'm doing that sport. Playing
that sport. Well, now with all this sleeping stuff, you're getting old like me and Howie. And if you want to take a lot of naps, you're an old soul already. So, Kennzie, on the other side, what are some of your interests off the basketball court and off the golf course? And how big is your family behind you? I know your dad told me that he's very hard on you and he really pushes you. How important is your family?
My family is very important. They're behind me in everything I do. They're probably my biggest supporters. And my hobbies, other than basketball and golf, I play pickleball sometimes. My favorite thing to do is probably go to the beach because I love the beach.
Yeah, hey, I understand that for sure. Well, Makinley, I want to ask you this. If sports is taken away from you today, what might be your interest if you're going to plan to go to college? Do you have any kind of career goals in mind?
Well, I kind of want to be a teacher so I can coach.
Oh, well, that sounds like a promising career there, for sure. And of course, Coach Pruett, I'm sure you're a big inspiration to them. Hey, I want to tell you, you played under Glenn Hicks. How does a lot of your style follow his?
I would probably say early in my coaching career, it was very, very similar. Like, it was almost identical, I would say. And then as I've got a little older, I guess, more experienced, I've kind of changed a little bit, but we still, a lot of the stuff we do, like we try to transition and play fast on the offensive end. We try to press and do those things. We probably just not to the extreme that we were when I played, but a lot of the stuff that he did when I played, we still try to do that. But like I said, just not to that extreme that we did when I played.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you about this. I know a lot of times you want your, players to play loose. You want them to play relaxed, and you don't want them to have fun. You can tell that by the way your personality is. But there comes a time when they walk out on that floor it becomes serious business. And I guess they understand when they hit that floor that it's time to go to work.
Yeah, I think both of them's nodding their head. I mean,
Yeah.
Like you said, and I think they'd agree with me. I mean, I feel like I'm one that likes to cut up, have fun, and joke around and stuff like that. But, you know, it's at some point you got to, you know, both of them was nodding their head. At some point, you know,
Yeah.
we're serious also. So, you know, I do like them to have a lot of freedom. They do have a lot of freedom, I feel like, on the court. And I know Coach Hicks, he gave us a lot of freedom, but at the same time, he can be very stern at the same time. So I think there's a fine line between, you know, being too not serious. Maybe, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, and then, you know, being too serious. I don't know. I try to keep him free and loose. I say that quite a bit, but, you know, at the same time, they know we're serious, and when we practice, most of the time we're serious. I mean, there might be a few times they might say that we joke around and stuff, but, you know, usually when we're out there on the court, we're trying to get stuff accomplished, and we're trying to get better every day.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Well, Kennzie, I want to get back to you. If sports ended for you today, do you have any long-term goals?
Yes, I want to become an ultrasound tech, and that's it.
But do you want to play ball at the next level if the opportunity comes?
If the opportunity comes, it's always something to look into. I don't really know right now, but it's always a good opportunity.
Well, and I think you two can probably talk about this. You know, Northeast College is now, you know, producing athletes they're bringing in. I think they've got softball, got golf, and all those things. You know, this is going to give opportunity, and I know Coach Guthrie's probably listening to that. We had him on Monday night. But there's some opportunities for young ladies to play at the college level and not have to travel too far away from home. Would that be for you two in the future?
I think you said would that be something y'all be interested in? Is that what you said, Phil? Is that something
Yes.
be interested in?
Yes.
Yeah. I've been looking in Northeast a lot. That it's a very high option for me for softball.
Yeah, definitely so. Because I mean, that program, you know, they are really putting the money into it, and it is nice. And I think we've had Coach Guthrie on about 3 times, and you know, knows his stuff, and you know, and he's very big in developing. And I think it would be, you know, great for young people around here. I want to ask you this. You know, last year, Kennzie, I want to ask you about this. Last year, Makinley goes down with an injury. I know your role really picked up on this basketball team, and you had to play a lot of point, you know, and last year you were kind of smallish. You know, you've gotten, and I'm not meaning what I mean bigger. I think you've gotten bigger, you know, stronger wise and developed more. But, you know, playing the point last year, there was a lot of pressure put on you. And I know in a couple of games I saw you kind of got bumped a lot because you were having to go against probably the top defender on the other team. But what I was amazed at is how you young ladies come together and held down the fort while Makinley was out. You know, and my hat's off to you. Did that make you a better basketball player?
I think it definitely did make me a better basketball player because I had to completely change my role. And you'd think the team would fall apart once that happened, once she got hurt. But honestly, it kind of brought us closer together on the floor. It was really good and a good opportunity for me to grow as a player.
Yeah, I think definitely so. And it seemed like, too, is when you kind of went back to your normal position, and I didn't get to see any of the games, but I just kind of kept up. You were probably not being guarded by the best player on the team like Makinley was because everybody's going to try to shut down Makinley. So it gave you some opportunities. And with your development as a player for open looks, because, you know, there's so much emphasis on her, you know, it took kind of some of the pressure off of you and you were able to, you know, really shine in the postseason.
Yeah, that really did help. Whenever she came back, our team was kind of back to how it used to be and how it flowed regularly.
Yeah, because you went back to your role, and everybody went back to their role where they were comfortable, and I think that helped y'all in the long run. Well, Kennzie, when you went out with an injury and you had to sit, most of the season, how hard was it to sit on that bench and watch them play, knowing there wasn't anything much you could do other than be the best supporter on the bench?
It was awful. I do not recommend it. The worst part was, once finally I started coming back and practicing some, he made me dress. Well, when I had the uniform on, knowing I wasn't going to go in, that was awful. I'd rather sit there with regular clothes on because then I know he can't put me in. But when I'm sitting there with the uniform on, knowing like I could go in, I'm like, come on, coach, put me in. And he's like, no, Makinley. So now I just sit there and watch.
She did get to go shoot 2 technical fouls one game.
Yeah, yeah.
She scored 3 points.
I was going to ask you about that. That was a special moment. Me and Howie happened to be there doing radio that night, and the technical foul came, and me and Howie kind of talked about how that may have come about in a commercial break. But, the technical foul came, and then all of a sudden you send Makinley off the bench, and the crowd got to notice, and you could feel the vibe in the room, so to speak, go up. And then when she walked out to the foul line, everybody just, she walked out, and I know she was nervous as a cat.
Yeah,
and
she almost did.
I looked at him and was going, no.
Yeah. She almost didn't go out there. We pretty much drove her out there, honestly.
Yeah. But when she sank those 2 free throws, everybody stood up and gave her a standing ovation. That had to be a special moment.
Yeah, well, my cousin started crying.
Yeah.
She sobbed. I was like, it's okay.
Yeah, we had pictures of her standing up right there in front of the bench crying. Like that's one Brindley plays on the same. I mean, she's on the team too. And yeah, you look over. I didn't realize it during the game, but then we saw pictures later, and she just waterworks going on over on the sideline. I mean, it was just a special moment, really. And that's why I had her dressing. That's why I had her dressing too. I told her, I said, if we go technical fouls, which it might not ever happen, I said, you're going to go in and shoot them. Of course, when Coach Finch got the technical and I looked over at her, she's like, no, I'm not going in. I said, yeah. Me and Morgan McKenzie was both going, yeah, you're going in. You're going to shoot them. So.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I want to ask you this. I mean, these 2 young ladies have been with you for a long time. Do you ever get on them for not shooting?
Do I get on to them for not shooting?
Yeah. Do you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I would say that. I mean, so I'll get on to them sometimes for things, but I mean, most time I don't have to get on them too much. I mean, they've been in the system long enough to know what I expect. I mean, I do get on them some. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't. They probably, when I say I get on to them, it's not just going bonkers on them, but the other night, Makinley, we're pressing, and she ran towards half court, matched up the girl at half court. She's supposed to be up front, and I was over there doing some kind of stomp and jumping on the sideline. I don't know what I was doing really, but she said at that practice, we was trying to figure it out. And she said, yeah, you jumping pretty good over there during the game. So, yeah, I do. Yep. I do get on them some for other things, but I do get on them and some of the other girls too for not shooting when they should. I mean, we got a lot of girls that's got the green light, and sometimes they pass up shots that I think they should have taken. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes, in the back of their mind, they'll do that because they want to be good teammates and don't want anybody to think, we're trying to be a ball hog. But, I think coaches sometimes have to do that. Well, Makinley, I want to ask you about this. Is there certain times in basketball games, say crunch time, do you kind of have a feel where you kind of need to take over? Does Coach Pruett kind of let you know when it's time to take over? Sometimes players have a certain instinct. Yeah.
Go score. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll probably run a play where we clear out or something. And I mean, I'm looking to drive, but normally where I drive it, on the other side, there's going to be a shooter. So I know that if I can't shoot that layup, there's someone over there that can knock down the shot.
Yeah, well, of course, y'all know Jamie Vest Phillips, who was the coach at Valley Head. And I remember when she played in school, Coach Holloway used to get on to her that, in ball games say, hey, this is your basketball team. You've got to take over. You've got to make things happen. And Jamie would say, well, Coach, how do I do that? I don't understand. How do I do that? He would tell her, you figure it out, because there's a certain time in games when a team leader is on the floor. And Kennzie, I'm sure you went through the same thing when you were playing the point a lot last year, where you have to be the leader, whether you want to be or not. You have to distribute. Sometimes you may have to be a little boisterous, but, Coach, do you ever get on to them about doing that, about taking over a game?
Do I get on to them for it?
Well, no, I mean, you encourage them to do that because at times, encourage them to do that.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I get on to them for not stepping up when they probably need to, But I think both these girls, they both understand. We talked about this today, what they have to do. Sometimes it might be they have to step up and score a lot. And, sometimes it works out that way. But I think they understand they just have to do what they can to help the team win, whether it's scoring, whether it's defense, whatever it may be. I think them and most of the girls understand, hey, what our role is and what we need to do,
Yeah, definitely. So, well, Kennzie, what is the best part of your game? Do you feel like you're at best at 3-point shooting? What's the best part of your game?
The best part of my game, I probably like to drive in and go left most and shoot a left-handed layup.
Oh, okay. Well, Makinley, what is your strong part? I know you can. I've often seen where you will score in bunches, or and what is the best part of your game?
Probably driving, shooting layups or kicking.
Yeah. Okay. I can understand that. Well, tell me this. I mean, you girls have dropped down, and I want to kind of share in this, Coach. You've dropped down to 1A, and of course, 2A. We have always felt like if you can get out of your backyard, you can win a state championship. There's opportunities there because the area y'all came out of in 2A, of course, was Pisgah, North Sand Mountain, and Section. So you felt that way. But now you drop down to 1A, a little different animal along the line. And I know I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but somewhere along the line in McKinley, you've seen this young lady already. Spring Garden is going to come down the line. And most people are going to say, and I just, you hear people talk, well, you got Spring Garden. But the thing is, this is the type of, you want to play a team like Spring Garden in the future because that's what motivates you as a player and also motivates you as a team to get to go up against an opponent like that could possibly happen in the future.
Yeah, we've heard the Spring Garden a lot. We don't talk about it a ton. I mean, it's team wise, but I have mentioned it. We have talked about it. Everybody's saying that's going to be us and them. It's going to be one of the big games throughout the year for 1A basketball girls. So, it looks like if both of us get there, we'll be playing them in Jacksonville. And, we'll just have to see how things go. Basketball's a long season. Things change. Sometimes people get hurt, injuries. You never know what's going to happen. So we're not making any predictions right now, but we're just, like I told you already, we're just trying to get better every day and continue to work and try to see improvement. Because we know,
of course,
they're one of the Ace is one of the top girls in the country. And girls basketball, she's one of the top, I think 50. She thinks she's like 53 in the country. Coach Austin's a great coach, phenomenal coach. Me and him's pretty good friends. I've known Coach Austin for a long time, and me and him's good friends. We hope we get to meet up with them. I mean, that's just how we feel. Like you said, that's a great challenge, and it'd be a great game if it happens.
Of course, y'all got the Sand Mountain tournament coming up. You're going to have the DeKalb County tournament coming up. And naturally, that's going to be roadblocks too. You're going to have to, eventually play Plainview. But, these type of teams, I know y'all played Pisgah already early in the season. Right now, aren't you 3-0 in area play so far?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah. So y'all to a good start there. Of course, you want to host the area tournament. Naturally, that's huge. Tell me this, ladies. I want to know this. How it's great to have a new facility to play in. It has to be an honor to have that new gym, and especially when fans can pack that place out.
Yeah, at first I didn't think I'd like it because I was scared it wouldn't get as loud. But our community's showing up, showing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new gym's really nice. I really like playing in it. It's a big upgrade from our old gym, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can remember when I was in high school, Ider needed a gym. They were like Valley Head. They was two of the oldest places of gyms there was, and y'all's rocked on for a long, long time. Y'all been needing one for a long time, but it's a beautiful facility, and I hope to get to come in and see it sometime. I've just seen pictures, but of course, so far it's been a good year. Y'all are off to a good start. Were y'all like 8 or 9-1 so far this season? You only lost. How's the trip that y'all made down south? I know you played a couple of 3 games down there. How did that go? Did y'all feel like you got better down there?
Yeah, it don't matter. Y'all win.
Yeah, either one of you wants to
I
answer.
feel like the competition down there was pretty good for the most part. The one team that we lost to, we definitely could have beat them if we would have made free throws and stuff. But they were a really good team. But yeah.
How do you want to ask any questions now?
Yeah, coach and ladies, being the defending state champs, do y'all kind of feel a bullseye on your back every time you take the floor now?
Yeah, I used to not get nervous, and then once I came back and played the last 5 games, if you lose, you're done. So now every time I play, I got them butterflies in my stomach.
Yeah, JP always tells us that we always got that bullseye on our back. No matter who we play, they're going to give us the best game they have.
Coach?
Yeah, I mean, you heard Kennzie say, I said pretty much the exact same phrase you just said. They're going to give you your best. Everybody looks on the calendar, looks on the schedule, and looks and says, hey, we're playing Ider. They won the state last year. So I think it just gives everybody a little extra motivation to play against you. And, we try to come out and not have letdowns. I know sometimes that's easy to do, but we try not to do that. We try to come out and play with our effort and intensity and try to keep every night doing the same thing.
So going back to a question that Phil asked earlier as far as JP getting on to both of y'all. Now, JP can't hear now because he admitted before we went on there that he's hard of hearing, so he can't hear your answer to this. So is there a moment in the last 4 years that y'all been around him that he was getting on to you, but he said something that really made you want to laugh, but yet you knew you couldn't laugh?
Well, normally if he says something kind of funny, we'll all kind of grin, and then he'll laugh too. So then we're all laughing. So then, it ain't as bad. But sometimes you just gotta take it. You gotta take it and roll with it. So he knows we get mad, and he'll tell us he don't care. You're gonna get mad. How it is. You just gotta take it and roll with it.
Kennzie, how about you? There been a moment that you can recall?
I don't know. Most of the time you can tell when he's joking, and all of us will cut up and laugh. But whenever he's being serious, you gotta lock in.
Has there been a moment when he was serious that he said something you're like, well, I'd really like to laugh, but I better not, I'll get in trouble?
We got one girl on our team that's gonna laugh anyways, and then once she laughs, normally we all laugh. She's the one for the team.
So, as far as a vocal leader on the team, who is either one of you the vocal leader, or is it someone else that steps up and is the vocal leader?
I say normally when we're on the floor, we're all talking. If we don't talk, we don't know what we're doing. And we switch a lot in our defense. So if everyone ain't calling it, then we don't know. So, I'll call plays and stuff, but other than that, everyone talks a good bit.
Kennzie, do you know of, is there a vocal leader, or do you kind of agree with Makinley?
I agree with her. Like, our defense is all about communication because we peel, we switch everything. So we all got to be talking.
Phil, brought up a question a while ago as far as coach getting on to y'all for not shooting. JP, this question is for you. Did Coach Hicks ever get on to you for not shooting?
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's probably the main thing he got on to me about. He had certain ones he knew who could jump really hard, and he would lay into them. And I don't remember him ever just really getting on to me a lot, but the biggest time I can remember, we played Mars Hill in a sub-state game. I think that was to go to Auburn my senior year, if I'm not mistaken. And anyways, I'm thinking we were down in the third quarter, really close. And he came into halftime or the start of the third quarter. I can't remember when it was. And he jumped me pretty good. And he pretty much said, if we're going to win this, you're going to have to shoot the ball, and I'll just keep it clean. I won't say anything else. But I think I came down in the third quarter. I think it was the third quarter and hit 3 or 4 straight threes, which I didn't shoot a bajillion threes, but I shot some. And we beat a really good Mars Hill team that night to go on to the state tournament.
Yeah, I can imagine some of the verbiage that Coach Hicks used back then.
Oh, yeah. I've seen clipboards go through the locker room and, dry erase board getting punched. I mean, he was pretty animated, and he got your attention. Let me put it that way.
So this is a little bit off the subject real quick. I'm sorry, Phil, but off the subject
Go
a little
ahead.
bit.
Yeah.
Who was louder, Coach Hicks or Coach Kirby?
Coach Kirby was funnier. But he was on the bench with us. He was always our JV coach and our assistant coach, and I love Coach Kirby. But Hicks definitely the loudest. Now, Kirby can get loud, but like I said, he was assistant, so he kind of took a back seat. He wasn't the one being the most vocal. But he did speak up, and he is loud. But during my playing time, he was kind of taking a back seat because he was assistant coach. But it was fun times playing for both of them. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, Phil, do you have something to throw in real quick?
Well, yeah, I want to ask you, do you ever share any of the stories from playing for Coach Hicks? Do you share any of the stories with the ladies here, or do you kind of have to tone it down a little bit?
I mean, I probably have. I tell a lot of stories. I mean, so I'm not ever practice, but I like to start practice. If I've got a decent story, I'll tell some. Maybe they listen. I don't know. Sometimes I have to tell them to zone back in. I feel like they're just staring out into space. But yeah, I share a lot of stories. But like I said, I don't know if I've shared a ton of me playing and Coach Hicks stories or not. They'll have to answer that question. They might remember one I've told. I don't know.
We had Coach Hicks on here back a few months ago, and I helped Coach Wilburn up there at North Sun Mountain for several years. And one of the stories that is famous up there was Coach Hicks having the players guard the officials after halftime. And I had him to tell that story on here. And just to hear him tell it, I was rolling in the floor.
Yeah, that was before my time. That was before I got up there. But yes, I don't remember what year it was. I'm going to say it was like the mid to late 80s. That he had got some of the players, I don't remember who they were playing, and he said, well, they're the best guys on the other team, so that's who we're going to go guard. And I mean, he might have said it different than that, but that's what I've heard that he told them. So they ran up and down the court guarding the referees as the game was going on. Yeah. I don't know what would happen if he did that nowadays. That would probably be
well, I think he got
I'm assuming, so I don't know.
Well, I think he got a nasty letter from the state. He better not ever do that again.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So, girls, I got a few questions for you real quick. We've been I know it's hard to believe, but that was kind of the serious part of the interview and stuff. So I got a few questions for you. It's kind of rapid fire. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll start with Kennzie and go back and forth that way. So, what's your favorite music?
Zach Bryan. All his music, country music.
Okay.
I like all of it. My playlist is bipolar.
What would y'all rather play, offense or defense?
Offense.
Offense.
Come on, guys. Y'all can't say that.
So, French fries or tater tots?
French fries.
French fries.
Tacos, hard shell or soft shell?
Soft.
Soft.
What's your favorite subject in school?
PE.
English.
Who's your favorite teacher?
Miss Casey would.
Either Mr. Hogan or Mr. Ward.
Awesome, good deal. Do y'all have any, and this is for all three of you, any superstitions that you have to do before you play a game?
We
We
fist bump.
always fist bump before every game.
Coming out of the locker room, we fist bump.
JP?
Yeah, we say a prayer in the locker room and then fist bump. Yeah, I mean, that's not anything special, but that's just what we do. We try to get as many touches as we can. I stay on them all the time about getting touches and being supportive of their teammates and stuff like that. I feel like that's big. You was talking about these two a while ago being vocal leaders. I stay on them all the time because they've been on the varsity more than anybody else, and I feel like they've earned that spot to be more vocal, and I stay on them about being more vocal. They're not, I would say, just out walking around and stuff, they're not the most vocal. I know Kenzie's probably a little more shy than Makinley, but both of them's not very vocal. And I try to encourage that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you need a vocal leader on the court or vocal leaders. And I feel like the more you have, the better your team will be.
So if we're getting in y'all's vehicle right now and going somewhere to eat before the game, where will we go to eat at?
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, we have this gas station, Frankie's.
Oh no.
I get
Oh
chicken.
gosh. Everybody loves Frankie's. Now my route runs out of Ider, and that's all I hear is Frankie's. Yeah, I'm in Ider all the time. I want Frankie's to get whatever. I mean, I just hear it everywhere.
I enjoyed asking those questions, girls. That was our part to get to know the players and the coach a little bit. So, Phil, turn it back over to you, buddy.
Well, I want to ask both of you, during your playing time, is there, and McKinney, I'll just ask you first, is there a moment or a game that's most memorable in your career?
I mean, probably the state championship game. Yeah. I mean, we got down, we had to come back, and then we got up by 10, and then we got up by 5, and then we got up by 3, and you're just trying to hit free throws. It was stressful, but I mean, we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kennzie, for you.
Yeah. The state championship game's the most memorable. Like during the game, I really don't even remember anything. Like I was so locked in, and then after the game, it was like, wow, like it's unwordable.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. In '84, it gets us 40 years ago. We just had a December 7th, and of course, we just had our reunion 4 years ago. I know exactly what you mean. You walk out there, the game starts. You're so dialed in, you don't remember anything. The only thing I remember was coming back out of halftime, and it was cold. But other than that, you are so focused and so locked in. But at the end of the day, it's a wonderful feeling. I know exactly how you young ladies felt. To meet that goal, and I'm sure you're going to look back, and you'll remember these for the rest of your life. You'll be telling your grandkids about it. But it's that climb, and it's the relationships you've made, the friendships you made that will be the lasting impression. That ring is nice, but all the things that goes around it, that game, the trophy's great, but it's all the memories and things that you'll remember for the rest of your life.
Hey, JP, you got anything as far as you remember a memorable game? Easy for me to say.
Last year or any time in the past?
Anything.
Sure, the state championship game was that was the biggest one for sure. I think beating Pisgah, a rival game that we beat them for the first time. I guess that was 2 or 3 years ago, whatever that was. That was huge. You're beating one of the best teams in the state, and it's been there traditionally, and that was been one of our goals, and they were an area team, and I was just, we came close the previous year when Molly Hurd was a senior, and we couldn't get there. We couldn't get over the hump. We played them close 2 times, and that was a memorable game for us. I know it was for me. I think it was for the girls too. And games like those, you just don't. I told them this the other night after the game. You want to celebrate. I know some of them are bigger games than others, but I don't remember who the coach was I heard say this, but you need to enjoy and celebrate every win you get. It should be, that's what you work for, and so every win should be important. Of course, some of them mean a little more than others, of course, but enjoy the climb, like y'all are saying. That should be what it's about, and just trying to get better. I've said that a bunch, but we say it a lot.
Well, Coach, I want to get you to do one thing. I mean, these 2 right here are very important to your basketball team. Name some of the other players on the team. I'm sure if they're listening, they'd like to hear their name. Talk about some of the other players on this team that have been very valuable so far.
Well, y'all mentioned it earlier that we have a lot of girls coming back. The girls we have starting right now are these 2, and then if I forget somebody's name, y'all help me out, girls, because we have Addison Hurd, we have Cambry Chapman, and we have Jay Mav or Julie Mavity. I call her Jay Mav, but those are our starters. And then we have Brindley Traylor comes off the bench. We have Evan Posey. Caden Seals is one of our seniors. We've got 2 seniors this year. Malia Posey, that's Evan's sister. Then we have Haley Kilgore. Brindley Traylor, McKenna Wilburn, and Lord knows if I'm leaving somebody off, I'm gonna feel terrible. Bailey Ware plays with the varsity also. Yeah, who else? That is. I should have been counting here while I'm going on. I know how many we have, and I know who they are, but I may have skipped somebody in there. If I have, I'm gonna feel terrible. They'll let me know. Don't worry. They'll let me know.
Leave it to Phil to put you on the spot right here.
Yeah.
What's that?
Leave it to Phil to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I didn't leave anybody out. Makinley said I had everybody on there.
Yeah, well, that's good, because they love to hear their names too, and this is that's what this is all about.
Well, it's a team sport, and it's like going back to what you said earlier to Kennzie about her having to play point guard, and when McKinley went down, I said this a bunch. If those girls don't join together and we don't play as a unit and we don't step up every night, we don't get the chance to have McKinley back out on the court. Like, that's just the bottom line. And I don't know if you keep up with sports, it was such a fine line between us, Pisgah, North St. Mountain, all 3 of us. And it was a battle every night we played those teams. And that pretty much, and Section was in there too. But it could have very easily went us not hosting a area tournament, and get put out the first game before McKinley came back. So I bragged on our team because we stuck together, even though when it wasn't going good, we kept battling, we kept improving, and as the year went on, and I honestly feel like, I don't know, it's probably sound weird, but to me, I feel like if we'd had McKinley the whole year, we might not have won the whole thing.
Yeah.
It probably sounds weird,
that,
but like you said earlier, it made the other girls have to step their game up. And then when McKinley got back, they got to move back in their comfort zone. And I felt like they were better for it in the long run.
Well, that taught them that they could play multiple positions, and probably gave you the freedom to be more interchangeable because you had more working parts than you thought you had.
Yeah.
Well, tell me this, Coach. I was wanting to ask you this when we did the interview. when Makinley came back, naturally she's not in playing shape. How was you able to get her back in? Because it's stressful going to Jacksonville, longer court, going to Birmingham. How was she able to play her way back into shape in such a short time? Because I was wondering how her stamina was going to be in the second half of those ball games.
Well, she did some stuff. When she had been practicing some. She hadn't been doing a ton of live stuff. She had been doing some running and stuff. But, I mean, I'm going to say it's her will to win, really. I mean, she's always been one that's been, I feel like, in pretty good condition. I know if you're not out there doing game speed stuff. So I'm going to say really a lot of grit and determination got her through the second half of a lot of those games, because she'll tell you, I mean, she'll probably tell you, she was about dead at the end of those games. And, it was just, I don't think she was in shape, if you want to know the truth. Like, really, I don't. I just feel like she's gritty enough that she's going to fight through it and not let that be a factor.
Well, I was fixing to ask, because when Phil was asking the question, a big old smile came upon her face there. So I thought she might have been hiding something, but you told the truth there, Coach. It's she wasn't in shape, I guess.
I would say, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she wasn't in shape at all, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, she's not in top game shape because she played. I mean, she missed 80% of it. She played about 3/4 in the first game and then missed. She missed 80% or 90% of the season. I ain't done the math on it, but she played in the postseason and that was it.
Well, when Makinley did come back out on the floor, did you feel like at a quick time that this team really was a whole lot better with her back on the floor?
You heard you ask.
Yeah, when Makinley came back to the floor, Kennzie, could you tell immediately that this team was, since you got to go back to your natural role, did you sense immediately this team was going to be a whole lot better?
I mean, yeah, we're always better when we have her and like us together. We work very well, but yeah, it just really helped to have her back and the team back in the right position so we could work a lot more easier.
Well, I want to ask you a couple of, both of you, one more question. What are your goals for the rest of the season? I mean, individually, I know it's to win a state championship, but individually, do you have any individual goals you like to set?
Well, I'm trying to be more vocal. Like, I mean, I'm trying to, if they do something good, make sure I tell them good job, pat on the back, good pass, good shot. I mean, I'm trying to be more vocal because I wasn't very vocal last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she said, just be more encouraging to the other teammates and pick them up whenever they're down.
I think that's a good goal. And I think coaches, I think that's two pretty good goals you'll agree with, right?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Well, I want to thank you, Coach, for coming on. We have enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get something out of it. When you go to Jacksonville next time and the reporters are asking you questions, you'll be more comfortable. And then especially when you get to that state championship game again, hopefully come later on in the season. But thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure. And naturally, we want to wish you the best.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Hey, let me ask y'all. Yeah, let me ask you ladies this. Like Phil was talking about, after the Jacksonville games and after the state tournament games, you do have to do a little presser. How nervous was y'all getting up there to do that if y'all were chosen to do that?
I was a nervous wreck. I don't like talking in front of a lot of people. I was a nervous wreck for this.
I was about to say they were. Yeah, I told them I'd sit here and hold their hands while we had the interview. Basically, they were they were really nervous, I think.
So I guess I shouldn't tell them there's a couple of hundred people watching right now.
Yeah.
Well,
you probably should have waited. Yeah. It's a good thing you waited till the end, not the start of it.
Yeah, because more than likely before this is over, we'll probably have 4,000 or 5,000 views for it said and done. Because most of the time we do, and we have a lot of the local people. But but that's part of this. We hope y'all got something out of this, and the next time you won't be quite as nervous because really you're just kind of carrying on a conversation, especially if somebody knows a little bit about your background.
Yeah, maybe we'll get better at it, Phil. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, it don't bother me, but I know it does them. They haven't done something like this as much as I have, which I ain't done it a ton. But I'm a little bit older, more experienced, and talk to the newspaper people and stuff like that. So that helps me.
JP's getting a little nervous now because he's knocking the chair he's sitting in.
Yeah.
But really and truthfully, to be honest, there's a lot more because we have a lot more coaches on now. Used to coaches wouldn't share much, wouldn't talk a whole lot, but really, coaches have gotten more where they're be more open. Yeah, you don't want to talk about the strategy of the game or give any kind of anything like that. But anytime you can praise these young people, because it's hard to get these young people out anymore. They have so many things to do. You want to keep them motivated.
Yeah, well, I mean, me personally, I appreciate what y'all have done, guys, for high school sports and getting kids on and coaches also. I enjoy listening to other coaches. I enjoy listening to other podcasts and stuff like that, listening to coaches and players talk. I think it's a really neat deal.
I'm going to take this and sell it to all the coaches that you're going to play against because Kennzie told her strategy as far as her going to the left and shooting layups.
I think everybody, yeah. I think everybody's, I think they already got that scout out. So I don't think that's the top secret.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with telling them. I can remember my senior year. We used to tell the other team what play was coming because they couldn't stop it. We did that a lot, because we'd tell them where it was coming and they still couldn't stop it.
I will say last night she went left for one dribble and crossed over and went back to the right.
You don't see that often.
And shot the right hand layup. So y'all better watch out. She can go both ways. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, this could be a record. We've got 3 left-handed people on the show at one time.
No, I'm the only one left-handed.
I'm not left-handed either.
I'm not.
She's not either.
But she goes left all the time.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. Bring it on now.
Yeah. Hey,
that's what I'm talking about.
Are you ambidextrous or you just can go to the left sometimes?
I just go to the left. Like I don't do anything else left-handed really. I like shooting left-handed.
I hit left-handed, believe it or not. I do everything right, but I hit left-handed.
She bites left-handed.
Okay, I was kind of worried there for a second. I was wondering there for a second, talking about hitting. Well, who are you hitting?
Yeah, sorry, softball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil's left-handed. JP, I know you're left-handed. You had that sweet little left-handed free throw jump shot. Have you ever showed the girls any of your film from back in the day?
I've told them that story about shooting jump shots on the free throw line.
That was JP's move right there. He would juke them out of their shoes and pull up the free throw line and shoot it.
And I actually shot a jump shot on my free throws as well. Now, it wasn't like a jump shot, but I didn't toe the line and just go up on my toes. I actually left the floor. I don't know if you remember that, Howard, or not, but I did change that eventually. But anyway, I love that free throw, 15-foot jump shot.
After you mentioned that, I do remember that now. You doing, and to JP's defense there, he didn't have to take a lot of shots with the players that he was playing on the same team with because, boy, he had some great shooters on the team as well.
Yeah. My main goal was to distribute the ball and get it to the shooters. Hicks always said, if JP throws you the ball, that means shoot it. So usually I was trying to throw it to people who was open, could catch and shoot it. I mean, that was our offense. We were trying to shoot the ball within about 7 seconds every possession.
I remember those days. Phil, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Well, I want to ask you about one person. You got a new boys basketball coach, Coach Henshaw. How's things going for him? I know it's kind of a start over, but how is he doing so far?
Well, I don't know if you realize this or not, but I've coached Coach Henshaw when I was in section, all 4 years he was there. I knew him when I was at North Jackson. He was at Stevenson. So I'd worked with Caleb for many years as a coach and me coaching him. Great person. It's a struggle right now. He's pretty much starting from ground zero. We had, I don't remember how many seniors we had last year, probably five or six. And he had one kid returning. He's an 8th grader that was on. He was a 7th grader last year. He's an 8th grader this year. So it's a clean slate, and he's trying to compete on varsity level with, you know,
1 senior and then 10th grade.
2 seniors I think he's got, and a lot of young kids. It's just very difficult. And, you know, I sit over there with him and try to help him as much as I can, try to be encouraging. I know it's tough. He knew it was going to be a tough gig to start off with. I just feel like if everybody will give him the time and a chance, he knows the game of basketball. He's just going to have to develop kids. And like I said, they're so young, it's just hard to compete on the varsity level right now.
I know he's well thought of. My niece played for him when he was down at Fort Payne before he come to Ider. And I know she thought a whole lot of him. So, you know, I think Ider's in good hands. It's just folks are going to have to be patient.
Yes, yeah. No, he's a great coach. I mean, he's going to be this is his first year as a head coach, but he studies the game. He knows the game. And people just got to be patient. You know, you're not going to snap your fingers and things are going to happen overnight. It's going to take a long process, and people just got to be patient and continue to support him. I mean, that's number one. You got to be patient and continue to support and let him develop his program. It's going to take a while, but we have some good young talent. I mean, I feel like in the next year or so, couple of years, I feel like they're going to be a lot more competitive. It's just first year or so is going to be rough.
Phil, is that all you got, buddy?
Yeah, that's all I got. Again, thank you, ladies, for coming on. Maybe I'll run into y'all in the future at some point. But like I say, I wish you the best. Y'all done wonderful so far, and you've made the Ider community proud.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, guys.
All right, I got a couple more things before we get out of here. We never leave without asking the guests to give shout outs. And I know JP's got some shout outs he's got to give, but we'll start off with Kennzie first.
Okay. You go. I'll come back to me.
JP, we'll let you start off, man.
So I need to shout out. Who do I need to shout out to? Well, number one, I'm gonna say my wife because
there you go.
She's always been there with me, and she during basketball season, she probably hated basketball season sometimes. She probably loves it sometimes. I'm not at home much. I hadn't, like today, I haven't been home since this morning about 7 o'clock. I left the house, came to school, been here ever since. Coaching 3 teams, so I'm gonna say my wife. That's number one. I'd like to shout out to my dad. Always been there supporting me. My mom, she always been there supporting me also. And basically my whole family, I would say my kids and stuff's always been supportive of me. Whether they've been playing for me or not, they've always been there. And, you know, it's always good when you got people that's in your corner with you, you know, during the good times and the bad times.
Okay, I'm ready now.
No, we're not coming to you now. No, we're going to bypass you. You're going to be last now.
Okay, well, I'll go. My family.
I'm joking. Go ahead, Kennzie. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to my family and all my coaches because they've had a huge impact on me and gave me opportunities to become a better person and a better player.
Makinley.
Okay. I'd like to thank my family, you know, for always supporting me, having my back. All my coaches for always pushing me to be the best I can. You know, my friends always having my back and being there for me. Yeah, that's.
And I'm sure both of y'all wanted to give a shout out to your teammates too.
Oh yeah,
Of
Yeah.
We kept them.
If we could have had them on the show, we'd have them standing here right behind us, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Maybe they're listening. I don't know if any of them were or are, but yeah, they know. We love them. Don't worry.
Hey, I tell you what, Coach. What we'll do when y'all win the state championship come spring, we'll have them all on and we'll do it that way. How's that sound?
That sounds great. That's a deal.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
awesome. So, guys, thanks for joining us. Y'all could have been doing anything other than sitting here talking to me and Phil, but we appreciate your time. Best of luck coming up in the Sand Mountain tournament starting next week. JP, I don't want to cause no controversy, but how do you feel with it? All the games been at Sylvania Gymnasium?
I don't know. To me, it's we're just gonna go down there and compete. I mean, I don't. If we have it, I'm gonna say we're probably gonna host it here at Ider since we've got a new facility. So I don't blame them one bit.
Right.
I just know it just seems like back in the day. I don't know if other teams hosted it and had it at their place or not. I always remember having it at the Civic Center. You know, the DeKalb County Coliseum now. But anyway, it is what it is. We're gonna go compete and hopefully have a good showing next week.
Absolutely. So, Kennzie, Makinley, Coach Pruett, thanks for joining us tonight. Best of luck on the upcoming season. If you're out there watching us now, go to RiverCity-Media, all the social networks, like, follow, share, subscribe. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. All the people we can get to join us and follow us, that helps get the word out and let everybody see this. So, Coach, is there anything we can do for you? Let us know. And any fundraisers you got coming up pretty soon, just let us know. We'll post it here on the RiverCity-Media and try to get the word out. So for our special guest tonight, the state champs from Ider, for Phil Harris, this is Howie Chaney. Good night and God bless everybody.